because you gay anyways. Like, that's homophobic.
What's good, good people? I'm OBO, and in case you didn't know, I'm the G in LGBTQ, and you're watching It's Just Not Adding Up. So get in here and act like you got some sense. We're about to create some space. Me personally, I've experienced more homophobic language from Black women than anybody else. Things like waste of sperm, waste of a man, have you tried it runs with all the things. And I think a lot of that has to do with our interpretation of what gay looks like, among a lot of other things, and I want to explore those in this conversation.
Okay. What you said is not surprising. I'm a Black woman, so it's kind of like, I guess, our version of barbershop talk. I hear, the things, well, who gay? What's this? What?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard he, so just like, I think Black women do need to do a better job with homophobia. Because homophobia and misogyny are both very dangerous. I do think we contribute a lot to it. It still falls under the umbrella of white supremacy and misogyny and all those things. But all things are holding hands together. And we need to do a much better job. It's a very vicious cycle. The homophobia, the downloads or whatever, and then they take that homophobia and the diet homophobia, and then they raise sons with that same homophobia and put the doll down, punch in the face if you look at a makeup brush. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much to it, and we have to do a better job.
I think the DL part is an intricate part of why.
Absolutely.
Because I think a lot of women have either experienced personally a DL man or have friends who have. Mm-hmm. And so it puts them on gay watch, right? Where you're looking to see who is who before you embark on relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and especially living in Atlanta, going out, like, I don't know who played for who team. I don't know who gay or not. Blah, blah, blah. You got to know the keys. You see who we with. It's always going to be one of the group. But that's how you know.
That is not true. Okay.
It is. You always know. But also with that, like, the fact that we even have to do that is ridiculous in and of itself.
Yeah.
But then there's like the category of gays. You know what I'm saying? Like, every gay man don't look like you. We the one with the pocketbooks, cool, y'all can be gay, but when the gay man is fine, now it's a fire. Now it's like, oh my God, how dare he?
I think that plays into also media, because a lot of people have only seen two very different depictions of what gay looks like. You've seen effeminate gay men or DL gay men who portray masculinity in a very specific way. Yeah. And so what does it look like when somebody's in those middle parts? I think a lot of our sexuality is like that. Yeah. And I don't think we give enough credit to the confusion, the exploration of what you actually like. And a lot of times that doesn't happen within a vacuum. Like, people don't understand who they are, what they like, how they identify by just sitting in their room and reading books. Usually it's through exploration. Likewise to dating. How you figure out what you like fully is when you kind of experience things like, not this, oh, I like this. And likewise to sexuality. But the lane for that there isn't always a lot of space created. Create space. But I think women have been on guard for a lot of different reasons.
For a lot of different reasons, media, Tyler Perry movies, the AIDS thing. Like, it's just a lot of different reasons. And media really has, like, it's that whole gay boogeyman. But I do believe, like, even when I talk to my friends, we have the whole, when you date a bi-man conversation that comes up every 30 business days.
Wait a minute.
All of us probably dated a man who liked me, statistically speaking. He gay. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Or bi. Or whatever it is.
Or trans. Or all the things, for sure.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
For example, me and you. Like, that was a different situation because we talked all way back undergrad. You had been courting me for like 7 years. And I was just like, okay, what's this about? And then it was like, oh, well, that's real. Because it'd be different if he was on my line and had you like, yeah, let's hang out. And the next day I see you, we create space. I'm like, no, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute, because you was just...
Well, let's explore that. So even the women who... Because we talked earlier about how women... There are some women who date bi men or are comfortable dating bi men and love it. But I was going to ask, because a lot of women I hear who are even toying with the idea then have a lot of follow-up questions, even down to sexual position. If a person is a bottom when he's bi, or when he's interacting with the other side of his body that's not women, that is a different can of worms. Because, again, to your Tyler Perry movie, he's doing the bending.
He's doing
And so then it changes the game.
That is always going to make...
I'm mad at who wrote that, but
whoever, I don't know if it was Tyler himself, which it probably was, Tyler don't let nobody else write nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the original. I doubt that was an original play.
I can't.
And the delivery from Janet Jackson, what a queen. Why don't she turn over so you...
And it was the hesitation, like, yeah. But anyways...
how you gonna ask me a question like that? Okay, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying there's a really.
But no, but like I think also it's like the visual. Like you know how.
Not the visual, Lord.
Okay, you know how Best Man and when Lance is at the altar get married to Mia, and then he's like talking, and then all you hear is like, and it's like. Yo king, and you think like, oh, you right, that's cool, but you think like, and it's like,
But there's a masculine way to bottom though. There's some men who can really.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to a whole
that clip of Chicago, I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about that lifestyle. Whatever y'all got going on, because that's not me.
I'm not well versed enough to know the masculine bottoming. I don't know that.
The what?
All I know of gay sex is like what I may accidentally see retweeted.
People don't always have a clear view of what gay activity looks like.
Correct.
But I think for me, in the beginning, I felt a duty to tell every woman who hit on me or liked me or was making a move on me that I was gay.
Yeah.
And it couldn't just be as simple as I'm not interested or no. It had to be no because I'm gay or I'm not interested because I'm gay. And I think a lot of that was centered in me trying to kind of hold the torch for there are some men who may not look what the stereotypical gay that is fed to you looks like, but aren't trying to goop you, aren't trying to mislead you. And but at the same time, I don't know that I owe them
anything. And I can understand how that can be exhausting because you don't have to just walk around with an I'm gay card or, you know, saying like, oh, you handsome, hi, and you do a dip, not a death drop, at the bar to prove your gayness so she'll leave you alone. That's exhausting. And I do feel like men, black men, you know, should be able to just be gay and exist and be what they want to be who they want to be. And if we let men, I just feel like, again, we're under this white supremacy, misogyny umbrella that does not allow, you know, little boys to express themselves. As soon as they pick up a Barbie, you got to punch them in the face and put them in baseball. Like, it's too much. Yeah. So if you just let men express themselves, men can just be gay and not have to be DL or have to have a beard or whatever. And it can kind of heal the earth and everyone can just be who they are. But that's not the reality that we're living in.
And that's so real. Everyone. I think that's a really clear distinction that needs to be made. Everyone. Because when you liberate gay people, you liberate everybody.
Everyone is just...
Because the more characteristics you apply to gay men, you're stripping from straight men. And I don't think people understand that yet. Yeah. So the less I can do, the less you can do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if you're making this gay down to Hoochie Daddy shorts, and a lot of more...
Let's talk about it. I'm so tired of these Hoochie Daddy shorts. Now, these is corduroy. You are really out of line for these. However... I'm just saying, men was calling everybody all kinds of F's and sissies and all kinds of stuff for years, but now it's Hoochie Daddy shorts.
But that's with everything, with colored hair, that was gay. I mean, there's skinny jeans, that was gay. Painting your nails, that was gay. Like, even down to using language. Some of my straight friends, I'm not, like, no shade, but...
It's giving, it's the whatever for me. It's just like,
my wife gave me the tea yesterday, and I was like, she gave you the...
Tea?
I thought that was...
I had a guy friend argue me down about these being gay terms. I'm like, this is all ballroom slangs. But also, it's kind of like a de-evolution too, because you think about the Isleys had on crop tops and heels, and they were the straightest men that had switchblades on them at all times. Then sometime around the 80s and 90s, now we're wearing tall tees and Timberlands and all. Now everything's gay, and it's just weird. Like I don't understand things either, and it's just like all this shit is made up.
But it's weird that I think it goes back to misogyny and white supremacy because it's weird that cis-het men get to decide when something is gay and when it's straight.
This is now no longer gay. Now we're wearing Hoochie Daddy shorts. Now our booty cheeks out, and it's okay.
We're gonna rename it, and then it's
it is ours now. Thanks, gay. They're appropriating gay culture, and now it's a thing, and that's what the privileged do.
Do you think women appropriate gay culture?
Oh, absolutely. You will see the same girl. Yes, honey, T-coin. Period. Sis, boo. And then got gayness away from.
Like, how do we bridge that gap where women kind of don't? First of all, does it start with women?
It doesn't start with women. It's men. I think it still comes back to straight men because the homophobia is a different brand of misogyny. And it's kind of like a pick-me-ism because the homophobia is still kind of, it's like to impress the men, you dunking on the gay men. And then it's like a very vicious cycle. You know what I'm saying? But even when the conversation of, do black men have safe space? I'm like, y'all don't want to let your friend cry. Because of this patriarchal society that we are in, y'all lead the way. So honestly, if men were like, let's be nice to gays. Women are gonna be like, you know what?
It was the armful though, and it was in sync.
Another thing with women being homophobic, everybody wants somebody to oppress.
For sure.
So
I need to feel safe.
Yeah, like I need to like, okay, I'm getting dunked on, but who can I?
Even within the community, I think we see it.
And I'm speaking interracially for sure. So as far as, okay, intersectionality at the top of the totem pole, because I got cussed out on Twitter for like 3 days straight because I said there was a privilege in being a straight black male. I have no privilege. I'm a man. I'll get shot by the police. So do we, baby. We all get shot by the police. And guess what? If I survive getting shot by the police, I'll go home and then my black man husband kills me. Great. You know what I'm saying? So there's privilege in being a black straight male. I'm talking about interracially.
I get it.
And then there's being a black woman, and then there's being a black gay, and then there's being a black trans person. So it's just like, it's a food chain.
For sure. And then even in those same group, there's being a light-skinned black person versus a dark-skinned black person. Having curly hair as a black person versus having coarse hair as a black person.
Or being fat, being skinny, being everybody, being disabled. There's so many different ways, and I feel like everybody wants somebody to oppress. It's like, well, I'm a black woman, and I'm kind of fat, but you're fat. F word, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like everybody wants somebody to be able to feel better about.
But they don't want to claim that though. I think even when
even when it comes down to it's just like it just be diet stuff. Maybe that's not homophobic, but it is.
For sure.
Like,
even when you get into an argument with somebody, right? If we're getting into an argument, the first you come at in my sexuality,
because you gay anyway, it's like that's homophobic. I ain't no homophobe.
We were arguing. I was going for the jugular. But why'd you choose that? I don't go at your gender when we're arguing, right? I don't go at your orientation when we're arguing. But because you then...
It always seeps out, but they never want to... I can almost appreciate the racist Southern white folks who are like, yeah, I hate it. This is like, great. We here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I just wish people would say things with their chest. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, Mel, you hate men. Yeah. I do. You know what I'm saying? But also there's nuance. Now, how you hate men, but you got a boyfriend. He passed off the test.
Yeah.
I ask him all the questions that matter to me or whatever, how he treats me, whatever. That's possible.
So even when it comes to your relationship, I want to talk about what matters when diving into dating, right? Because I think for a lot of us, we think about disclosure. For trans women and trans men, we think about how often or how early you need to tell this person who, you know, that you are trans. Or for a gay person or a bi person, how often they need to say it or how soon. For me, I wonder, because in my community, in the gay community specifically, if a guy tells me he's bi, which people rarely even declare their identity for, they rarely identify with anything to us. Does it make sense? Like, people don't say, like, when I meet a man at a gay bar or a gay club, or even out and about and working with each other, we don't first say, I'm gay, or I'm pan, or I'm bi.
Let me check out, like, the cups, like, the different color cups, like that one part.
Okay, but, like, but for women, it seems like if a man is bi, or has been with a man, or has liked a man's shoes, or given a man a compliment once when he was 7, he needs to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not saying yeah as an agreement.
No, I get it. It was no, I get it. So for me, I'm always wondering what is necessary to know and why.
I just feel like in any situation, I don't want to be like, and I'm one of the more progressive ones. I'm just saying, but I do understand. Like, let me know something, because if I walk in here and some dude's like, "Wow, really, Jarrell?" Throw the drink.
Me and bro used to date. What's going on? You want to sit over here or over there? What are you thinking?
Okay, thanks. I would like to know that before I had sex on the beach on my chest.
But do you want to know who I've dated, or do you want to know my orientation? And which is the bigger whammy? Is it a big whammy because you didn't know I dated this person, or the person that you didn't know I dated is a guy?
Both.
Okay.
I think, and not even like I'd be surprised if it was a pregnant. You know, like, excuse me, Jarrell. It's like, so we had to be pregnant the whole time. I would be equally sick.
Is there any room for a guy to have tried guys?
For me personally, or just in general? I don't know.
I want both.
I really don't know. Like,
I'm a guy who has tried. I tried a guy once
like,
because
I'm or insecure.
Yeah, yes, out of sheer curiosity. I wasn't necessarily oriented from birth. I was just literally, I hear a lot about these things. I want to try. Likewise, how a lot of gay men have tried women.
Yeah.
And no one calls them straight because of it. But if a straight man tries a man, he's now gay.
Now, one thing, I have a theory. And I think because men are so equal and it's so strong that if once you touch it, that's what you like. So if you are a woman and you done touch the penis, that's what you like. You can't just be full-time both because you like penis now. Same with men. They think that, like, not saying this is what I think. This is society. Once you touch men, that's what you like. And I think people don't get the chance. Even bi women have that struggle within the lesbian community. Because it's like, no, I also like women. Like, no, you like men because that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna go back to penis.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not fair to them. As far as like, if I was Molly in the Jared situation, now again, because this came out in 2016. 2016, he was like, girl, I don't know if I can do it with child, no child. Yeah. But again, because, bro, I'd probably be like, okay, well.
Because in my mind, I'm more invested in how you feel about OVO. I don't really need to know your sexual orientation because in my mind, the ground rules to be with me is exclusivity. So whether you like guys, girls, people who don't identify as either one, it didn't matter to me.
But you have the privilege of open-mindedness because you are queer. There's not many privileges with being queer, but you can have the privilege of being more open-minded.
I have to be. Because you have to. Because people don't understand, even for me in my community, I always talk about how empathetic we are because we have to be. I've had to tell my brain that people who are literally hating me love me. Mm-hmm. I had to literally tell people who are calling me F-bombs.
It's also a survival tactic.
For sure.
You have to have that defense so you don't go crazy. Like my family being an asshole right now, but you know they love me. But you got to tell yourself that because you go nuts. And I do think, again, as even with me, like I feel like on the Kinsey scale, if I'm trying to figure out who's fine. I have a crush on this.
Lori Harvey? Oh wait, it's my girl.
No, Lori not my type. She too.
Rihanna?
Chloe, baby. She fine.
Okay.
And she like, Mel, come here. Like,
I'm saying
like we both got booties. We could go have some booty bump fun. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never touched a girl for real. So I
get it.
I feel like I would chicken out. But I can acknowledge when a woman is very attractive.
And the privilege of being cishet is that you can say that on this platform and no one's going to question your sexuality after that. But as a straight man, if you was to say...
As a cishet woman, yeah.
Right. But as a... Yes, facts. Because as a cishet man, if you say...
Throw the drink.
Me and bro used to date. What's going on? You want to sit over here or over there? What are you thinking?
Okay, thanks.
You know, Kofi Cerebo, that's woof. I would definitely, it's like, wait a minute, what's up with you?
Pop.
What's going on?
Good. But I can say, I drink Chloe bathwater, nobody, I'll just get to go home, and that's fine.
I don't know about that one, but so I'm just
saying. But that's a privilege of being a woman because it's like, it's quirky. Oh, you kissed a girl. Oh, that's hot. Ooh, yeah, kiss her again. Like, that's like fun.
Can I sing a Katy Perry song? Can I sing it really quickly?
Sing some.
I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of hers from the night. There you go. I kissed a girl just to try it. And drop a check but I don't mind it.
But that's also the hope my boyfriend don't mind. And he's like, oh, you kissed her, it's cool. That's not cheating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the whole culture around, it's cute and quirky for girls to like girls.
Literally.
But boys don't get to like boys.
And I want the intersections to be.
I do. And it's unfortunate. And even just, I want Black men to be. I saw a post that was like, oh, y'all praising the white man who chopped down trees on TikTok, but y'all want the Black men to wear dresses. No. I want Black men who want to wear dresses to be able dresses. If you want to wear a dress, what it is, want to wear some heels, if you're a little boy, if my son's like, Mommy, I like this dress, I'll be like, okay, that's what we doing. Period. Get your dress. If that's what you want to wear, I'm not going to suppress you so you can resent me the rest of your life. I want you to express yourself and be loved and supported, whatever you do. If you want to wear Jordans every day, the fuck you gonna wear? You know what I'm saying? I want Black men to be able to be. As long as you ain't hurting nobody and you are expressing yourself, you are happy, you are fulfilled, you are loved, do whatever it is that you want to do.
And I want a lane where Black men get to explore self in a way that doesn't enemy their respect or value from anybody.
Yeah.
And on that note, I will see you guys next week. Keep creating space.